Deacon Chapman, I took that from a real character. Growing up, my family was big. We always went to church on Sundays. We went to different churches often, but we all went to church on Sundays. And Deacon Chapman was an individual that's into my dad's church. Older, gray-haired gentleman, but super nice. I enjoyed going to church and get a chance to speak to Deacon Chapman. And he'd always give me $1 and we'd have a conversation. And until the point where I started expecting it, I felt entitled. I walked up to Deacon Chapman and said, "Hey, you got my $1." And that was the end of the dollars. But the meaningful conversations continued. And so Deacon Chapman in the book really pays homage to the real Deacon Chapman. And as you've seen and as others will read, he's really pivotal in Ronald and Tyler's life and being able to connect the two and help them to get to acceptance, helping them to understand the value of what Tyler is embarking in on and how that can lead to some really positive things. Coach Jackson, the real Coach Jackson, was one of our high school coaches, and so it's a nod to him. And so I grew up in Goldsboro, North Carolina. In the school that I went to, we didn't have a lot of African American coaches. I believe for me, Coach Jackson was probably my first black coach, period. And it was the perfect coach at the perfect time. He was younger. He just graduated from Winston-Salem State University and came down. He was a teacher for us as well as our coach. And he really introduced us to HBCUs, the opportunity that may be for us to continue to play ball, get our education at an HBCU, and also really looked out for us from a staying out of trouble standpoint. We were never bad kids, but you never know what's out there for you. And so Coach Jackson would rather throw a cookout at his house and have us come over and spend time there as opposed to get out and into some other things. And so I really owe a lot to him. And one of the big things that stood out to me and that I really appreciate that Coach Jackson did for me was, when I was coming out of high school, this was before the electronic tapes and digital footage. So he sat in the media center with me with a couple of VCRs and VHS tapes for a couple of hours to put together my highlight tape to send to colleges. Didn't have to do that, did it on his own time, but that was very influential in me being able to earn the scholarship that I did. So I gave Coach Jackson a nod in this book. He's not a football coach, he's a golf coach, but very helpful to the development of Tyler in this sport and overall. And then lastly was Ryan, Lisa, and Suni. And so they're Tyler's friends. As we mentioned, Ryan is the one that introduced Tyler to the game of golf. Lisa and Suni are his teammates on the golf team. And so they are just those good friends that we all need to have, support each other through different things, and are there for one another. And so you get to see that unfold in the book as they are on Team Peerless together and fight for a championship.